it's Amanda from I Sew A Lot, and this is my new video all about my March makes. I've been really busy. I know I say that every month, but I have, and so I'm just going to crack on because kids are downstairs as well. No doubt they're going to start arguing any second. So first things that I made, if you check back to my haul video, you'll see that I've got some really nice Orlacoily upholstery fabric, and it was to make some cushions for my sofa, which I've made. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this. Excuse the glare from the sun, but it's crazy sunny today. It's lovely. First of all, I made a mustard one. As you can see, I had a great amount of success with my pattern matching. I did a lap zip, which I think that's what it's called, and I've put some really chunky piping around the edge, which I'm really pleased with. I also made a grey one, which I also really like, and the same thing on the back. My pattern matching went really well. And then after that I ran out of fabric, so I've got one that's grey on one side and mustard on the other, but I quite like it. The only thing is the piping doesn't quite go with the mustard, but it's fine. I really like it. So the fabric was from Denim. I think it's £18 a metre, and it's canvas home decor weight, which is really nice. And the piping I got from eBay, and yeah, I'm really pleased with how they turn out. The inserts, I also got them from Denim. Sorry if you're in the US, I don't think that exists over there, but they were really cheap, and they're feather ones, and they're really nice. So then the next thing is what I'm wearing, and again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen it, but it is the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress. I made this version with the 3/4 length sleeves. You can also make it with a collar, which it's like a fluted collar, and also a fluted sleeve option, but I made the 3/4 length sleeves. So if I can just stand back and show you. And I'm really pleased with it. And the back, as you can see, it's got a hook and eye at the back for an opening. And the fabric that I used, you might recognise it from my haul. It was one that I got from the Knitting and Stitching Show from the Sew Over It stand. They still have it on their website, so I'll put the link down below for anyone who's interested. It's a peach skin. It's a really lovely print, but the only thing I would say, anyone who's thinking of sewing with a peach skin, there is absolutely no give in this fabric at all. And I've made this dress before from a peach skin, and I had all sorts of issues with the fact that I'd printed the pattern the wrong size. But anyway, if you are making something from peach skin, bear in mind that it doesn't have a lot of give, so it may be that you want to either sew it with a smaller seam allowance, which is what I've done, but my pattern is cut for my size, and if I sew it in another fabric I can use the normal seam allowance, but either sew it with a smaller seam allowance or go one size bigger, because you know, around the arms, they're really, across the back, there really is no give. And as you can see, while I'm just wearing it normally, it fits me just right, but as there's not a lot of movement, it is a little bit restrictive. But I really love it. I love the print, and it's really great for work because obviously it's a peach skin, so it's polyester, so you don't need to iron it. You just practically get it out of the washing machine and it's practically dry, and then yeah, you don't have to iron it, and I'm rubbish at ironing. Okay, so also I've got another thing to show you, so just one second and I'll be back. Okay, another thing I've made, because I've had, with the peach skins, as they're polyester, they also are crazy staticky, so they stick to your tights like crazy. They also stick to any kind of underwear that you may wear. So what I did was I made myself a slip, and I'm going to show you. Quite hard to photograph because it's black, quite rudimentary as well. And I made it out of a really cheap viscose that I got, I think it was from eBay. You can see my hair's gone all staticky where I've taken that dress off. But yeah, I made it from a viscose, and what I used was, unsurprisingly, the Sew Over It silk cami pattern. And what I did was I just used the exact same pattern. I checked the measurement around this area to check it would fit over my hips, which it did. So I just continued the line down to the length that I wanted. I didn't cut the facing, so really just a front and a back. And then I didn't bother, the pattern has French seams, but I didn't bother with French seams because nobody's going to see it because it's under my dresses. But yeah, so just sewed the shoulders, sewed the side seams, and then I've overlocked the bottom edge. And then I used a satin, I don't know if you can see, a satin facing, which I stitched on, then just turned over and top stitched. And I did it in contrast just because I couldn't be bothered to rethread my sewing machine. But it's worked out really, really well, and I definitely make a lighter one to wear under white items also, because you know, the slips that you could buy from, say, you know, Marks and Spencer or something, they're not cheap, and this probably cost me, I think the fabric was really cheap, it was something like £3 a metre, so I probably used about a metre, so it's cost me £3 plus the binding, which I already had. But I would say that's a really good tip, because if you have dresses with any polyester content, as soon as you introduce tights or any underwear that has any element of polyester to them, it will just stick, and so therefore that just resolves it, and it works really, really well. So I'd give it a try. Okay, next thing, I've got to get changed. Back in a minute. Okay, so the next thing I've made is the Sew Over It Ultimate Pyjamas. It's a PDF. I've made it before. It's quite a recent pattern. I think it came out just before Christmas last year. And if you remember in my last video, I'd mentioned that Healer at Saturday Night Stitch has started a challenge because her stash is out of control and she's got lots of fabric in there that's too beautiful to stay in her stash. So I've taken on the Get Out of My Stash hashtag, and I have sewn my ultimate pyjamas from some fabric that I think I've had in my stash for about 6 years. So I'll show you. It is some Amy Butler fabric. I've got a contrasting waistband, as you can see, and I'll just see if I can show you the bottom. I've also got contrasting cuffs, and if I can somehow show you the fit. The ultimate pyjamas that I made before were really, really baggy and really wide, so I took these in slightly, and on the waistband, I don't know if you can see, but I've also run a line of stitching around the top. Now I really like the effect that has on your waistband. It makes it stay in the same place, it doesn't twist. Yeah, so I made this version. I didn't put any pockets on because I don't really need pockets when I'm asleep, but they are obviously an option if you're using them as lounge wear, I guess. But yes, so I made these. I've got one fabric out of my stash, and I thought a cotton would be better for the spring/summer because the ones I made before were brushed cotton, so they were obviously a bit warmer. But I'm really surprised with these that they actually have a bit of stretch, which it makes them really, really comfy. Okay, so the next thing, again, I've got to get changed, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the next thing I made was, as you can probably guess, McCall's M7547 dungarees, and I made this version. Obviously it does come in a short version, or you've got a narrow leg version, or a flared option, just flares, which is great. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that the trousers, I got to the trouser stage before I put the waistband on, and they fit amazing. I've never had that before from a big pattern company, and they fit really, really well. I went by the finish measurements, which obviously you need to do, because I think if I'd have cut the size it told me for my size, I think I would have had to go up 2-3 sizes. So yeah, I cut the size of the finish measurements that I thought fitted me best. And yeah, the trousers fit really, really good. But then unfortunately, when I come to put on the waistband, which I can show you here, I've got a couple of snaps on here, and there's an invisible zip inside, which I really like. But when I come to put on the waistband, you have to ease the fabric into the waistband. And unfortunately, it made it really, really tight. and I couldn't have gone up a size because it would have made it not fit everywhere else. And as you can see, the fit here is really, really good. All around my bottom as well, fits really, really good. And I was really pleased with it, but then I got really disappointed because the waistband didn't fit. And I also spoke to another couple of people on Instagram about it, and they had the same trouble. So what I did was I took the waistband off again, and I added, you know, sort of 4 inches on the edge, and made sure I had an overlap. So I got my straps on, because it's supposed to overlap anyway. I think it's supposed to have buttons there, and I just stitched it onto the trousers without any easing at all, and it fitted perfect, so that worked out better. The next problem I had was with the bib and the back. Let me show you the back. These are not faced, so I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get a bit closer. I don't know if you can see, but they roll in because the edges are just turned under and pressed and stitched. So yeah, there's no structure to it, I don't think. Let me move forward a bit. It doesn't have a lot of structure, which I think when you're making dungarees you do need that, and certainly with the Tilly and the Buttons Cleo, this has got a facing on it, and the back has a facing on it as well. So what I ended up doing, the back facing where the straps meet here, there's supposed to be a triangle shaped bit of fabric that you put over the top, but it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't get it to fit. So I just ended up cutting a piece, and had I known, I would have cut it and attached it front ways and then folded it over and top stitched, but I didn't know that, and I'd already got my straps on and I'd already done the edges, so I just made my facing the same shape as the back and stitched it on. Also the pockets, there's a bit of a weird issue with the pockets. They turned out really well, but you have to stitch this bit over, and then you cut weird notches out the side, and then you turn it back over. I didn't really understand that, and I thought it was a bit of a roundabout way of doing the pockets. And I've certainly never had any issues with the Tilly and the Buttons Cleo. I've never had any problem with that, so I didn't really understand why they did it that way. But anyway, and then the next issue that I had was the straps were too short, and I don't know if it was because I'm tall, but then to be perfectly honest, I'm quite short-bodied, so I don't think that would make any difference, because the tallness is actually in the length of my legs. So be warned, if you are going to make it, the straps are quite short. So what I did was I used my Cleo straps. I just recut the pattern using those, because I knew that they fit, and I had buckles to fit those anyway, so that was kind of a bit better. But yes, I'm really pleased with the fit and how it turned out, but I did have to make a lot of adjustments on something that I thought was going to be quite straightforward, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I'm just going to show you, they've got some really nice pockets on the front, which I really like. They're oblong with the nice slant on the side. I really like those. They've also got back pockets, which I like. If I could just show you the leg width, they're really wide, which I love. But yeah, I think the fit here is really good. They fit really well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with them. But yes, a bit of an effort. Okay, so the next thing, obviously if you've watched my last video, I did a monitor challenge to see if I could sew this in an hour. I made it for the triple stitches before, loved it so much. Made another one. I'm not going to try it on because you've obviously already seen it on. But it's such a great pattern, I really, really like it. I added, as you probably saw, I added a neckband to mine because I think that gives a better finish on knits. I didn't have any trouble with my top stitching, it all turned out really well. And this fabric obviously is one that, again, I picked up from the Sew Over It stand at the Knitting and Stitching Show. I've worn it a couple of times and I love it. So I'm going to make a few more, I think. Okay, and I've got 2 more things to show you. So, oh, I forgot, I also did make, and I'll try and insert a picture, but I can't really seem to figure out how on my editor to insert a picture here, so it'll probably be at the end. But I also made some costumes for my children for World Book Day. They went as Thing 1 and Thing 2. I had the t-shirts already. They are identical twins, so you know, it was the perfect outfits. And from the Cat in the Hat, thing 1 and thing 2, because they loved the story anyway. And so I made them some red fleece trousers to go with their red t-shirts. We got some blue wigs as well, and they just looked adorable. So I'll try and insert a picture, but like I say, I'm not very good at that. So anyway, I'm going to get changed. I've got 2 more things, and oh, no, I've only got 1 more thing. And it is, no, I have got 2 more things. I'm so rubbish. Okay, 2 more things. Okay, so the next thing was the Megan Nielsen Virginia leggings. I've made these for the hashtag #SewMyStyle 2017, which is a challenge. Obviously, I've talked about it before, where everybody makes the same pattern to promote slow fashion and bringing domestic skills back into schools. So I made these. When I cut them out, it was amazing because there is only 1 leg piece. How amazing is that? So the whole pattern has 2 pieces, a waistband and a leg piece, and you cut 2 of the leg pieces and fold them in to the centre, and they just have 1 seam running down the inseam. They also, which is amazing, do a tall length, which is great because I'm 5'8", but my legs, I'm about a 36-inch leg, so most of the time I have to make adjustments. Oh, and I forgot to say, on the dungarees, I think I added 3 inches to the length, and they are just right. So yeah, so I made these leggings. I made a couple of adjustments. As you can see, it comes with a 1-inch waistband, but what I did was I just doubled the pattern piece, and I used some 2-inch elastic. I should have possibly made them slightly snugger because they are a little bit loose, but yeah, I really like that. I did the low-rise version, which is also a maternity option, because I've got some leggings already. I'm not really a legging person, I don't really wear leggings, but anyway, so the leggings I do have are quite low rise with a high waistband, and I think it stops all the muffin tops and it holds you in a bit, and much better option. So yeah, the length as well, because it's tall length, I just cut my size but right to the end, and as you can see, I've got plenty there on the bottom, and I used I don't know what it is. It's not too sheer, which is really good because, you know, everyone knows with leggings, when the light shines on them, you can see your pants. And if you aren't aware of that, you need to stand in the mirror in front of a window and check it out, because there are women out there who don't seem to know. Don't do it. It's not nice. Nobody needs to see that. So anyway, I've made it from, I think it's like it's got to be a cotton spandex mix. But anyway, it's got just the right amount of stretch, and yes, you can't see my pants through it. So it's perfect. And like I said, I'm not really a legging person, don't really wear them, but I would definitely make these again if I was going to be so inclined to wear leggings. But yes, great. So, 1 more thing, and it is the best thing. So I'm just gonna get changed. Okay, so I've got crazy hair where I've been getting changed. The last thing is, of course, my jumpsuit. Made this for the weekend. I was going out with my friends from work, and friends who don't work with me any longer, so hi there. But yes, I was going out with girls, so I made a jumpsuit. I think my friend said, if in doubt of what you're going to wear, overdress. That is my mantra also, so she's very right. So I made this jumpsuit and I love it. It's got pockets on the front, as you can see. It's a Mimu G jumpsuit, and I don't know what the pattern is. I can't find it anywhere, but it's a PDF on her website. I think it's the only PDF that she has, so if you're after it, check it out. It's got pockets, which I put snaps on. And I didn't have any trouble with these snaps. It's got an invisible zip in the front. I also made, I don't know if you can see, but I also made a belt, coordinating belt, with a self-covered buckle, and I made a loop to go on the side. There aren't any pockets on the bum, which I think I might add some because I think it breaks it up a bit, but the fit I'm really pleased with. It fits really well. It's really, really, really wide leg, which I love. But this was a nightmare. I had so many fit issues with this. When I was cutting it out, I thought it looked really small, but it wasn't. I had to take it in here. I had to take in the back because I had to do a sway back adjustment. Fortunately, the shoulders and the sleeves and everything fit really well, but I had to take the legs in loads. I had awful trouble with the crotch, which is a nightmare to try and resolve, especially with a jumpsuit, because you can't really take it in too much because you don't want it to cut you in half all the time you're wearing it. So I had to take the crotch in and the bum out along the seam and change the shape of the crotch, which is unusual because I've made Mimi G trousers before and the crotch fit really, really well. How many times do you need to say crotch in one video? But anyway, I had to really, really accentuate it because it just seemed too small and it wasn't very comfortable. But I really, really like it. It's turned out really well. I love the collar, the accentuated like 70s collar. I love it. The sleeve length was perfect and the sleeve width was perfect for my body shape. I didn't have to take in under the arms at all. It was just lower down. It's got bust darts on the side under the pockets, which I really like. There's no darts in the back at all. But it's really, really great. I love it. And I would definitely make it again. I used a stretch denim that I got from, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put the link down below. But it's really, really good. It's called a bark cloth. It's something like Lixie something. But anyway, it's really, really got a really nice texture, you can see, and I love it. I love the 70s, so as you probably already know, so yeah, it's perfect. But anyway, that is everything from me. I know it's mammoth, but that is everything, and I will be back soon with a haul video because I've got quite a few plans as always for this month because it's now April. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it and click subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll put everything in the comments below so that if you want to, you can find, oh, it's called, no, I don't know, Trixie something, Trixie Links might be. Check below. I'll see you soon. Bye.